listening to Sweep the League.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
You know it's the best day ever, Rudy Campos Jr. for Sweep the League on a special Friday night edition of Sweep the League. If you've got your weekend started, which a lot of you guys are at SmackDown for WWE tonight, and I think it's in San Antonio if I'm not mistaken, but it's the weekend. I have my whatever this is, Death Note cup. It's got a little bit of adult beverage in there, so I'm taking it's going to be one of those nights for us. We're going to start the weekend off right. It's going to be myself. It's going to be Grading the Market's own Jacob Eric appearing tonight, plus Coach Gio is going to be joining us here in a little bit. What are we going to do tonight? We're going to cook, because all week I've been getting cooked on Locked On Spurs YouTube for saying Wemby's not generational, because I say he's not generational now. We're going to get to all those comments. Why? Because it's one of those nights. It's one of those FTW nights. We're just going to chill tonight. You guys have questions, ask questions. You guys want to drop comments, drop comments. You guys want to cook with us, cook right alongside with us. For all you old heads out there, there used to be a restaurant in San Antonio called You Are Cooks. And you would grill your own steak. You would do your own thing. It was over there off of 410 and Evers, around in that area. Man, we are going to cook tonight. I don't care what you want to talk about. You want to insult, you want to do whatever. Let us cook tonight. I'm assuming you meant Rudy, not Ruzy. Now you're changing my name. It's bad enough, Jeff, that I get cooked on Locked On for telling the truth and being honest. Now you're misspelling my name. Streets are saying you're still getting cooked for your Wemby comments on Los. Apparently, I know ball and people don't know ball. But you know what? Forget it. Let's bring on Jacob Eric right now. Grading the Market's own Jacob Eric Canziano. Man, welcome to Sweeps, dude. We're waiting for that one guy to appear who just texted me. He'll be on in about 10 minutes. So, how you doing, man?
What's up, Rudy? Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's go back to this thing. You know what? And I apologize to Locked On Spurs or whatever. I'm not too familiar. Who's been cooking you? What's going on here?
Well, I kind of want to save that for the end, but I've gotten tons of comments. I'm not gonna lie. When I got cooked on Twitter, because I say cooked, bro. I wasn't getting cooked. There's no reason getting cooked. What I was getting hate fan mail from people who are diehard Spurs fans, which I love my Spurs. But because I don't agree, or because I don't say Wemby's generational, or I'm Mr. Negative, I hate the Spurs. I'm a Spurs hater. You know, I don't know jack shit about anything. It's so crazy to hear all these people talk, but yet at the same time, it's the same people that would say, well, screw San Antonio. They can't win a game. They can't do this. You're wasting Wemby's generational talent. Yada, 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 yada. Pick a fucking side, bro. I mean, you either want to love the team, and talk, straight facts about the team, or you want to hate them and go live in, Candyland somewhere. We're going to get into the comments, bro. I want to wait for Gio, because he has a problem with me saying generational is all that stuff, but I promise you, we're gonna get into all these comments. I promise you, man.
Yeah, but it's always something like that. You know what I mean? And then even if you ever do, for those of y'all who have done like a Locked On Spurs episode, just be prepared for the backlash. There's gonna be a whole bunch of, hey, F you, F you, F you, if they don't agree with you. You know what I mean? You're gonna spend your day on X, Twitter, whatever it is that y'all decide to freaking call it these days. Just go ahead and plan your day for the rest of the day. You're going to be busy doing that. Yeah, but it happens. We kind of like laugh about it and stuff like that. But yeah.
Jeff likes to stir the pot on Twitter all the time. And, something happens, he stirs it. And I like it because it's the backlash. Now, like I mentioned, I've got my Death Note cup, and there's some death in there. Let's be honest. There's some good death in there tonight, or we're drinking tonight a little bit here. So I'm not going to drop names of people that I really don't like to mess with on Twitter. There's only like literally a handful, but I will say those are the ones that if they come at me, then we have problems. Then it's going to get a little bit feisty. It's going to get, a little bit maybe four-lettery stuff like that. So I promise not to drop those names in the chat. PTS TV, man. Jacob Eric, PTS TV. Plead the Sith TV, man. Elias is just, he's blowing up. He's blowing up big times, man. He's saying, what the fuck is up? What the, no, there's no cussing on Sweep the League, man. There's no cussing on Sweep the League. Rudy, if Vic puts up identical numbers as last season, will that show that he is what he is already? I don't even, Jacob, be honest, man. Do we even know what we have in Wemby right now? I say no. I really don't.
Well, he hasn't even played a full season. So
true. Last year was not a full season.
He hasn't even played a full season, so we don't even know what we have. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. How's, calling him generational, stuff like that, going back again, we've talked about this 100 times. People, what is Wemby now? It depends on whether you ask Spurs Twitter. Is he 7'4", 7'5", 7'6", 7'7"? They want to make him this mythological freaking figure or whatever, this and that. Well, you know what? You can make him fucking 7'9". Those people don't usually last that long. Yeah. So you know what I mean?
I hear you.
I'm not happy about that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, going back, we have. I let one fly. There's y'all know, but yeah, we don't know. We haven't seen it. You know what I mean? We don't even what De'Aaron Fox yet. What did they get, like 5 games, or what was it, like? Yeah, 5 games total that they played, or 6 games together and stuff like that. Yeah, but we don't know yet. But yeah, pump the brakes a little bit, Spurs fans. Doesn't mean I'm saying I'm a hater. Just saying, like, hey, calm down. You know what I mean? And let us go into this next season healthy.
So
see what we got.
And that's the thing with, the locked on comments coming on and people attacking me. And by the way, I'm going to reiterate, because I did do it on a Sweep the League recently. I'm going to say it again. If you don't have enough balls to come at me without using a burner account, then just don't even come at me. I don't respond to anybody that has a burner unless you can prove to me you're not a burner account. If you don't have the balls, if you don't have the set of tits to come at me on your own account, so that way I can face you face to face on stuff, then don't bother. And don't DM. Dude, I got one DM literally that was like, I really wish I knew where you worked, because I would. What are you going to do? Like, for real? Like, you're going to call my boss and say, well, he doesn't think Wemby's generational, so you probably should fire him. That is the most childish shit I've ever seen, I've ever heard. So yeah, if you don't have enough balls to come at me, with your own Twitter account, X account, YouTube account, whatever, take a hike, bro. That's what I'm saying. But on the generational thing, my biggest point was you don't know what generational is majority of the time until the player is at the end of his career and you look back like, Jesus Christ. And for me, I've said it, Kareem and Mike are the two guys I'm like, yeah, that they're generational for me. And that goes to the other point. Your generational guys are different. My generational guys there's no list that's the same. But people get so pissed off because my list doesn't match your list, so you're mad and I don't know anything. It doesn't matter.
Spurs generational is different. They look back and they look back at David Robinson, Tim Duncan, stuff like that. And we're like, wow, yeah. We never saw anything here in San Antonio. We never saw anything like that. So it's cool. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Nobody's list is going to be the same and stuff like that. But there are some, when you talk about generational, I think it even branches out. You know what I mean? Stuff like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and throw this out, Rudy. Since you brought it up, you say Michael Jordan, generational, whatever, this and that. Who brought out the baggy shorts?
Well, I mean, that was Michigan Fab 5.
But who did they copy it off of? It was Michael
That was
Jordan.
Mike. Yeah,
It
Mike
was
had
Michael,
the.
generational. Before everybody was wearing the nut huggers and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, they're
That's
making a
that's
comeback, so
another branch of generational.
they're making a comeback. Well, and that's the thing with Mike. Mike brought. I mean, the shoe deals. I mean, it all started with Mike. Now, Converse had Bird and Magic and these guys, and they were good. They were going. Dr. J was a part of Converse. I want to say George Gervin, Converse, but I think he was with Nike for a little bit there. I mean, but it didn't blow up until Mike had his own brand and yada, yada, yada. So there's so many things you look at for generational, and it's just a list, man. Nobody should get pissed off. I mean, if you told me your list, and for me, Spurs fans, I consider, now when I say I consider, I'm like, I can put them in there. Timmy, David, those guys, I can consider generational. I mean, Tim Duncan did something that probably no player I think will ever come close to doing, no star player will ever come close to doing, and that's have a 500 record, a winning record in his entire career. I mean, and then you go back, well, what makes Timmy generational is, that for the fact 5-1 in the finals. I mean, the most dominant power forward to ever play the game. But then you have the other side of things, man. So generational was Tim Duncan. And again, I hope we don't get crap for this, but was Tim Duncan, well, out of the 19-year career, was he the best player in majority of his career? So 10 years out of the 19 or whatever, was Timmy the best player in the league for majority of his career? That is an argument. That's not my argument, but that is one argument that people have when it comes to generational talent. Kareem had what, 12 or so? I mean, MVP titles. Jordan dominated the MVP title. I mean, these guys checked off a lot of, boxes. But that question comes up with Timmy. During his career, was he the best player in the NBA for majority of his career? That is a fair point, and that's not my question, but that made me think like, okay, that's a fair point when it comes to generational talk.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, Rudy, because we don't even have to look at ourselves, and we have our own opinions, but you look at a lot of former NBA players, and they have spoken on this. I think it was who was it, like people like Boogie Cousins, and people make like videos and stuff.
Yeah.
They come on their own podcast and they're like, if you ain't talking about Timmy top 5 or whatever, or top 6, I don't want to hear it, or something like that. You know what I mean? So you're hearing it from them, people he's played against, people who are in the league. So, I mean, who am I to argue against them?
Yeah. But even their list isn't going to be 100% agreeable. I mean, that's the thing. People argue with players, and I'm like, they played the damn game. Like,
they played against them.
Yeah.
They played against them.
That's the argument I would never, ever have, man. That's the argument I ever. And it's crazy because we talked about it all week, and I figured, why not Friday night? Let's just make this a Friday night topic, and we're going to get more into it because we're waiting to see if Coach Gio joins in. We're going to get to a lot of the Locked On fan comments and see what they said. People don't really know. PTS is here. Can't wait for the next appearance for Jefe. He's coming on. But you got cooked on Los. No cussing on sweeps. That's why we have the sister channel. Guys, who are the top 5 generational Spurs? Before we get that answered, Coach Gio is... Oh, there he is. And there he is. It's Coach Gio joining Sweep the League on a Friday night. Coach, we've got Grading the Markets host Jacob Eric joining us tonight, man. We're kind of cooking early on the generational talk. That was supposed to be towards the end of the show, but we kind of got a little started ahead of time without you, man. So apologize for that.
I mean, you still pay me to come, so
I do. I still do pay you the NIL money to get on the show, man. But we're gonna get into the YouTube comments because a lot of YouTube comments came at me about generational stuff and Wimby and this and that. And you guys can have y'all's opinion on it. But at the same time, Gio, we're going to get to Jeff's question here in a second. Sith is loving that you're in here. Gio is generational, baby. I don't know how much he's generational, but pay him to come. Pause. That's exactly what I said, man. Yeah, we got to pay him to pause there. Jeff goes back to this, man. I'm gonna go to you guys. Who are your top 5? And I hate the word. Who are the top 5 generational Spurs? Now, I don't throw generational around. My 3 biggest generational guys my biggest 2 are David and Tim, who I consider generational. What are you guys' top 5 generational Spurs? Because like I said, I don't throw that word around very easily. Whoever wants to go first, drop them, because I know Jeff's already stirring something on Twitter with this. So whoever wants to go first, by all means. Gio, you want to go?
Sure. Tim Duncan, number 1. I don't think we're going to argue about that one. Number 2, David Robinson. Another no-brainer. The Spurs were terrible before he got there and led them to a second round playoff berth. Now, number 3, looking through
watch it.
I'm going to go with George Gervin, Rudy.
Okay.
I'm going to go with George Gervin, the finger roll, the ABA, an icon of his day. Number 3, give respect. And then we got 3 and 4. 4 and 5, which these guys are too interchangeable, I think. But number 4, I'm going to go with Manu Ginobili.
Okay. We'll give you a
guy
now.
Coming over, overseas from Argentina. We didn't really know we had the Euro step. Of course, flopping was one of his things as well. But he was Rudy. But look, I do think Manu's on this list just because of the kind of international aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last point.
Is he gonna pick him? Let's see if he picks him here.
Man, it's between Tony and Kawhi. I'm gonna go with Kawhi Leonard.
Oh my God! You just pissed off.
I'm gonna go with Kawhi Leonard. Look,
that's what I'm talking about.
The Finals MVP. Tony Parker also as well, but I wanted to spice things up, Rudy. So I went with the unconventional.
All right,
Kawhi Leonard.
All right.
Why not? Spurs fans, get over it. It's been a long time.
Oh God! So yours is Duncan, Robinson, Gervin, Manu, Kawhi. Those are your top 5. Okay, for generational. We're talking generational. Don't get it mixed up. Not top 5 all-time Spurs. We're talking top 5 generational. So that's your generational. Jacob, what do you got? I'm pretty sure we know one of your guys.
He pretty much nailed mine. I went Timmy, David, Ice. I was waiting for you to say that. Because Ice he came over here with the team, and then who was it? I was surprised by Manu. Yeah, and that was a great pick. Yeah, generational here. Especially with the Euro step and stuff like that. On my number 5, everybody knows who follows me. They know who I like, but I was trying to I'm going to try to mix it up a little bit. And I'm just going to throw this out there or whatever, this and that. I'm just saying it. Everybody knows who I like.
Mm-hmm.
But what about Silas?
Could be. It's your list. It's nobody. If everybody's going to argue with you, then they can go to hell.
I just don't want to copy. I just don't want to copy off of Coach Gio's work.
Oh, you can copy him. You can copy him.
Rudy, another guy, a number 5 honorable, Alvin Robertson. I'll throw his name out there.
Oh, yeah, he's on my Mount Rushmore. For me, Alvin Robertson, quadruple double, all time. A steals record that ain't gonna be touched. Let's be real. It's a single season steals record. It's never going to be touched. If not for what happened outside the basketball court, Alvin Robertson's jersey would be retired in San Antonio.
I mean, 4-time defensive, or I think all first team defense, Rudy.
Yeah.
I mean, what was a phenomenal defensive player?
Yeah.
It's a shame when it, but I put Kawhi because look, Finals MVP, champion, and I know it doesn't have anything to do with the Spurs, but he did win one with the Raptors. I don't know. That means something, Rudy. Come on, show some respect.
I am not disrespecting him.
That was the biggest middle finger to the city of San Antonio I have ever seen in my life. No, I'm talking about when Kawhi got that. Kawhi got that chip in Toronto. It was okay. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna deport me? You're gonna deport me to Canada? Watch this."
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, he was like, "I want to go to L.A." Well, you're gonna have to make a layover in Toronto, and then you can head over to L.A. after that. That's pretty much what it came down to on that. My 5 are. I mean, we're going to go Timmy, obviously. We're going to go David, obviously. George, obviously. I mean, scoring title. I mean, another reason why the Spurs are still in San Antonio is because of actually those 3 guys right there keeping the Spurs in San Antonio. After that, I mean, you can throw Kawhi in there because Finals MVP brought another title to San Antonio. But if you go to the backlash of what he did, and again, it's crazy that we maul him and we
wait. Do we blame the Spurs at all for handling this situation? Do the Spurs have no blame?
I mean, yeah, it's a two-way street. There, it's a two-way street. I mean, we've only, as Spurs fans, you only hear and feel one way, and that's that Kawhi did the city wrong. Will we ever get a 30 for 30 on this? Because I want to know exactly what happened. I mean, a player is injured, get it. But remember, Pop's like, well, you got to go ask Kawhi's people. You had little subtle
Tony
jabs
Parker.
Here and there.
Oh, well, I had a worse injury and I played. Well, it's not about you, Tony.
Well, Tony made it about Tony all the time, so let's never be real about that. But again, it's because the way Kawhi left, city of San Antonio hates him, Spurs fans hate him, but we don't know both sides of the story. We just hear one side. We're just assuming that it was that bad. So I think I would put Tony up there on a generational list because coming in as a kid, giving the keys to the car, the keys to the castle, and doing what he did, you saw the improvement from season to season. He did have a bad finals run against the Nets, but still bounced back in the seasons. I mean, let's be real. There was one season he led the league in scoring in the paint. I mean, for a guard at 6'1" to do that, when you've got the likes of Timmy, Shaq, a lot of other guys, that shows a part of generational there for San Antonio. Yeah, so that's 4. The 5th one is.
You feel the tension in the air right now? I know I can. I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
I want to say Kawhi, but I don't really want to because I don't think he was here long enough to kind of get that generational, I guess, title. For me, it's Alvin or it's Manu. I look at the bigger impact. That is the tough part. Manu made a huge impact for San Antonio during this whole night, this whole playoff run that they had, the streak. Alvin made the team more noticeable, I guess, in that time with what he did. I'm going to go with Manu only because of the run that they had during that time. That was a generational run for the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, very tough for teams to do that over 19 years or so, 20 years or something. So those are my top 5 right there. Great question by Jeff Garcia here. He says, what about Keenan? Now, see, Larry Keenan doesn't make top 5. I mean, he's top 10, but he's definitely not top 5. More comments. Manu is my Spurs GOAT. Great flopper, Euro stepper,
Oh, Rudy.
and team player. Should Alvin Robertson be on the generational Spurs list? I think he's 5A. I think he's up there, 5B, right around 5A, 5B. I don't have any issues with that. Why does TP get jobs so much on San Antonio? Great list often. Like he gets overlooked, but his resume is Hall of Fame worthy. I mean, you can't really diss Tony Parker. I mean, I know I did, but let me ask you, a while back, Gio and Jacob, I went on Twitter, obviously, because that's where all the shit happens. And somebody had posted that Tony Parker is better than Steve Nash. And I said, no, I don't have Tony better. The reason being that they picked him, I think, was because of a finals MVP that Tony had. So my back on that was, well, Steve's what, 2-time MVP of the league? I mean, do we really hold final MVP at high precedence? Because Gio, if you're on the Spurs, I'm not even going to pick on you. If my fat ass is playing for the Bulls and we're in the finals and I go on a magical finals run averaging 29 a game, 8 assists a game, yada, 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 but my season average is 15 points, 3-4 assists a game, but I dominate in the finals. Does that hold more water than anything else? That I get a finals MVP, knowing that I Andre Iguodala it the entire time and got me a finals MVP because I played really well in, the finals. How much water does that hold?
Basketball is a team sport, right? So there's other factors that are in play. Obviously, Tony had a great series against, was it Cleveland back in the day?
Yeah.
I think it does, but Steve did have 2 MVPs. Now, I do think Shaq should have got one of them, but we could talk about that a different day. If you ask me, Rudy, this is tough because I do think they're obviously talented. They could score. They can assist, though Tony was probably more of a score type of a point guard than necessarily just averaging like 13, 14 assists. Give me Steve Nash. I think Tony was great. Phenomenal. The teardrop, right?
Yeah.
Can get in the paint. But I think just Steve Nash is just a bit different. And they could have won if it wasn't maybe for Robert Ory's cheap shot at the end of that game.
What do you think, Jacob? I mean, is it finals MVP worth it?
100% agree. Yeah. I think Tony Parker was just a little bit flashier. Like Coach Gio said, he brought up the teardrop or whatever. And also maybe that spin move when he would get inside the paint, man, that was a thing of beauty, bro. You know what I mean? And it just seemed like people couldn't stop it. And being 6'1", but he could just get by everybody. It was cool. But yeah, with Steve Nash, he was just different. There's just, you had to be there in order to like watch it. Steve Nash was, I guess, maybe like more of a, if you look up point guard in the dictionary, you could maybe see a picture of him, kind of something like that. But yeah, man, but I don't know. I think that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I don't think I hold a finals MVP. It's more of like, if you're going to come at me and say, well, Tony is better and this and that, the reason why is because he has a finals MVP. Okay, but I mean, it's weird, man. It's so weird because Derek Gervin, he says finals MVPs mean the world. And I said, well, I mean, I can understand that. But when I look at it, it's like, well, but you're only good during a series. Anybody can get lucky. Anybody can play good in a series. So how much weight does it really hold? And then it's like, well, you've got, Andre Iguodala, this and that. So I'm like, okay. But I mean, again, how is Nash not better than Tony Parker at the end of the day? If you put Steve Nash on the Spurs during that time frame, are we really saying they're not going to win a title?
They would have did some damage, bro. They still would have did some damage.
That would have been massive.
Oh yeah, they would have won a championship.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that. We're talking to Jacob Eric, Grading the Market, host of Grading the Market, Coach Gio, host of Sweep the League. And yeah, man, it's just a lot of talk. That's our generational guys. I got some comments that we're going to get into here because we're in the second half of the show right now. Shout out to MCS General Contracting, proud sponsors of Sweep the League. And what's weird is I'm going to have to get on Sith, man. The guy took off the sponsor logo. Like, what the hell? I just noticed that right now. Come on, man. Come on.
He's fired, dude.
He's fired. If he's, Locked On says, if he stayed longer, would Strickland be among the greatest San Antonio Spurs point guards?
Rod Strickland.
Man, Rod Strickland is a legend. I don't care about a behind the back pass that cost the Spurs a finals trip, back in the day. But Rod Strickland's a legend. The guy, where would you put Rod, man? Where would Rod go? Now, Spurs point guards, I'm going to piss more people off. I have him above Avery, even though Avery hit a game-winning shot in the finals. He's way above Avery Johnson.
They're way above him.
Do you put him higher than Johnny Moore? I don't think he's higher than James Silas and Tony Parker, obviously. But is he higher than Johnny Moore?
Rod Strickland's underrated.
Very.
When you talk about if you go put the tape on, very underrated, part of a good Spurs team, that first kind of playoff run. Rudy, maybe if he's there in 95, they beat the Rockets. I don't know. I mean, obviously Hakeem was on a totally different level, as we can clearly watch videos. But Rod Strickland, he could pass, he could shoot. I mean, he could do a little bit of everything, and he just wasn't there. It just wasn't there long enough. It's like it's a little blimp. You saw obviously glimpses. He had a pretty good NBA career. But man, what could have been if he's there for 10 years? He's definitely probably potential on this list. Obviously, his ceiling was probably capped, but
yeah,
such a good player. And really, there are a lot of guys like that just for whatever reason had good games, but just wasn't around the league. And we can look all across the league in the 90s where we see guys where, man, like if he just would have stood a little bit longer, right? If he just could have had a few more chances.
His jersey might have been up there.
Yeah.
Should have been.
Yeah.
Should have been. I mean, again, Rod Strickland is so very underrated, man. Very underrated. I mean, some of the shots that he would make, up and unders and everything, the guy doesn't get a whole lot of love and doesn't get a whole lot of mention when it comes to San Antonio. Third best point guard in San Antonio history? Could he make the case for that? Now, this is pre-De'Aaron Fox, pre-Harper, this is all pre-that. I mean,
he's better than Avery Johnson. Was Vinny? What was he? Was he a shooting guard, Rudy? I don't remember Vinny.
Vinny Del Negro was a shooting guard. Yeah.
Rudy's.
I'll say yes.
Probably. Yeah, I would probably say yes. I had to look at the list, but off the top of my head, he's probably the third. I mean, who? I might be missing someone. Speedy Claxton. I mean, I don't know. Like,
you can't do Speedy. That was like 1 year, man.
No, I know. It's just like I'm trying to go way back. I'm not as old as you, Rudy, so I can only go so back. But
wow, thanks. Appreciate that. That got me in both of them right there, Joe. Appreciate that. Oh my God, dude! I'm looking at a comment that I didn't even know I got on YouTube. We're gonna, let's jump into these comments, man. So I got some comments here that I was able to copy and paste. The rest of them are so long that I can't put them on there. So, all right, let's let's do a little thing here. Let's do the Rudy rant. I know I've got that somewhere here, so we can kick this off right. It is Coach Gio. It is Jacob Eric of Grading the Market. It's time for the Locked On comments. All right. So these comments are coming from the episode of Locked On Spurs called Who Needs to Level Up? Now, I'll be honest, I don't remember what the hell I said and all that stuff. So don't come at me for that. I record the episodes with Jeff, but I don't ever remember half the time anyway. So this is the thing. Here's one of the comments from there. And it comes in from at Fluffhead23. It was 10 days ago. When did Rudy become a Wemby hater? He said he is not generational. Give me a break. The guy is constantly negative. Wemby is just now the age Duncan was when he entered. I'm going to finish it up here. Let's see. When he entered the league, he already has an all-star game under his belt and is the best defender in the league. He is the definition of a generational player. Rudy is an idiot. So shout out to at Fluffhead23. So that's one comment there. I'm a Wemby hater. I'm an idiot, apparently, which I did respond to that. And I said, we can do it without the name calling. You don't have to call me an idiot or whatever. But again, it goes along the point of your opinion is different from my opinion, but the common denominator is the word opinion. Because I don't consider a player generational, and you do, which these other comments, I'm trying to read them now, like, holy cow, I really pissed off people. And one guy even said, Gio, that I'm only making these comments because nobody listens to Sweep the League. That's I mean, I'm going to go on a little rant on that in a minute. But what do you think about Fluffhead's comments, guys? I mean, am I a Wemby hater just because I don't say he's generational?
Gio, you can go because I had already touched on that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, Mr. Fluffhead, I get what he's coming from, not with the hate comments, but the thing about Wemby is, and what I've always said, Rudy, is I think he has the potential. Yeah, I think he has some generational talent, blocking shots. He shoots too many threes, but shooting threes.
Yeah.
Defense, just doing things from a night-to-night basis where you're like, dude, how did he do that 360, block, whatever the case may be. I think the talent is there. Will we ever see that peak is yet to be determined. So whenever I've said generation, I said he has generational talent. Will we fully see that? I don't know. Now, Rudy's coming off as a hater. I don't think Rudy's a hater. He's just saying it like it is. And Wemby, I will say, Rudy, he was young coming into this league. I get it. Duncan was polished. I mean, the man spent 4 years at Wake Forest. David went to Navy, obviously, then went to actual in the Navy and had to wait till he came to the NBA. Like, these guys all spent 4 years, so it might seem like Rudy's hard or maybe strong opinion on Wemby, but I think all Rudy is just reacting to what he's just seeing. And at this point, Wemby's not there. And I told Rudy, I think he has an identity crisis. I think there's a little bit of identity crisis going on here. When this guy's, 7'4", whatever, 7'5", just standing by the three-point line, dude, go to the paint. I mean, SGA, as we've seen, lives in that little circle there, right in the middle there with 2 points. James Harden made a living there. Westbrook, make a living there. And then, of course, you can go ahead and shoot your threes because the analytics are just ruining the game. But no, Rudy, I'm completely, Rudy, let's say crazy things like Daniel Jones is better than
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
Anyway, I said Kyler Murray.
He's also said some
He's
crazy
got one
things.
More playoff win than Kyler Murray too, by the way.
Well, look, even a broke clock is right twice today, Rudy. But anyway, this guy's wrong just in general. I don't think he understands you, Rudy.
Well, apparently nobody watches the fucking show, so they're not going to understand me. Obviously, according to one comment, which I guarantee once that guy, I'm not going to pull 1099s and show anybody pay stubs or anything, but I will pull the views on here for everybody on Lockdown that comes and says, well, Rudy says dumb shit because nobody watches Sweep the League. Bullshit. I can prove all the numbers are there on that sense and say, oh, hey, these are the views that we get. people do watch, and they're not fake, by the way. So, FYI, shout out to that fluffhead out there. We got the next one, man. So, this is coming from at Pete1381, Sweep the League TV. What? I got to read the rest. What more do you want from the kid? He was in MVP conversations before he was old enough to drink. How is that not generational? So apparently, because Wemby can't gamble and drink, but yet he's an MVP candidate, that makes him generational. So, okay, now what Gio said earlier, I made statements before. Robinson, 4 years. Duncan, 4 years. People were saying, and I told the guy, I said, hey, David's numbers are better than Wemby's rookie numbers. And then it got into, well, David didn't shoot threes at the percentage Wemby did his rookie year. Wemby averaged more assists than David did his rookie year. So if you factor it all in, then Wemby had the better stat line. I mean, it was all Albert Einstein bullshit. Like, I was like, okay, whatever. I accept.
David was the guy. I mean, that he was the guy. He was scoring. I mean, rebounds and different eras. I don't even want to talk about that era where every night you're playing a big man. Like, it could be Mark Ian. It could be not necessarily guarding Karl Malone, but Karl Malone's in the paint too. Like, it's just ridiculous to say, well, the assists and numbers. David led at that time, really the greatest single season turnaround in NBA history.
Yes.
Was that Spurs team.
Well, and that's part of generational for me. Like, what impact do you have? And that's the thing. I've not once said in anywhere, any show Locked On Anywhere, I have not once said that Wemby could not be generational. I mean, my example is Jokic. He didn't come in the league generational. Nobody knew what Jokic was coming into the league. Now, you've got him being talked about as knocking on the door of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest, if not the greatest centers of all time. That would surely make him a generational player at this point. So I've never once said Wemby cannot be generational. He can be.
Quick question, Rudy. At their peak, and I mean, we're talking Wemby is dominating games, Joker at his peak. Who do you think would have the better career if they both essentially are at their peak and Wemby's doing just some crazy things? Who do you think kind of wins the talk of those two?
Hands down, at their peak, in their prime,
Bust it.
I'm going to go with Wemby, and I'm going to tell you why. Because both guys can play on the offensive side of the game, but where Wemby separates himself from Jokic is on the defensive side. Jokic is not a great defender. He can block shots, he can move, but Wemby is quicker, has better recovery. So I would say in their peak, in their prime, I go with Victor Wembanyama. He's the only one out of the two that can be MVP and Defensive Player of the Year.
And I think that's what fans are in San Antonio are kind of peeking towards. If his peak, which we have not seen.
No, we haven't.
We have not seen the peak. We see glimpses where it's like, do you have 10 blocks in a game? You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen glimpses, but I really hope, and I hope he stays healthy, because really, I think his career is going to take off. And
But is there going to be a peak? That's the question. That's the question. So that's why I was kind of leaning towards Joker, and I was like, you know what? I kind of would have. I know I'm going to get backlash for this, but I would kind of go for Joker. You know what I mean? Like, I would go with Joker because we've had 2 years with Wemby. He hasn't done a full season. We know the history of 7'6", 7'7", 7'8", whatever the 210 wants to say how tall he is now. They usually don't last long. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, yeah, and I'll say this. I mean, his Wemby stat line was pretty good. I mean, it
was MVP caliber.
It was an MVP caliber.
What's the best ability? Availability.
Which you can't really blame him for a blood clot. I mean, that's something that can happen at any point to anybody, whether you're 7'6", or 5'3" like Muggsy Bogues. I mean, it could happen anywhere. So what I'll say is year 2 Wemby, MVP caliber season. Unfortunately, blood clot happened. Then he's okay. I think season 3 is where you start to see, okay, is he going to get to that point? Is he going to be the dominant player that everyone is expecting? And I guarantee you, if he does, you're going to hear a lot of people, well, oh, here comes Rudy talking about he's generational now. I will not give anybody a generational title until the end of their career. You fucking Jeremy Lin was generational for 20 games.
Rudy, come on. That
mean,
was just more of a New York kind of
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well,
Broadway show.
Wemby could balance himself on a boulder now. So, you know,
I mean, Rudy, he got 24.
Yeah.
Jacob, where do you see him points wise this season? Does he go up to 28, 27? Or did he kind of stay within the same kind of? Because Fox is gonna.
Yeah,
I mean, look.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, yeah, Fox is gonna take the ball a lot too now. Like that's something that we need to really also hone in. Is that Fox also high volume guy? So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Fox, and then with Castle, and we do have a lot of good players on there. And there's only one ball, so I want to say it's going to drop a little bit, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does. And I actually, wouldn't be angry if it does, because it means that they're playing a little bit more team basketball. And also, we got to wait and see what kind of system Mitch is going to go ahead and throw in there, because last year I'm not fully convinced that was Mitch Johnson's system that he was running. I kind of feel like that was Pop's system.
Yeah.
So we have to wait and see what is Mitch going to do? You know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe he does tell Wemby to go down into the paint. I seriously doubt it. But you know what I mean? But if he was to do that, what would happen?
I honestly, this is what it comes down to. Gio brought up a magnificent point. Does Wemby go up in points? Does he stay around 24? Knowing you have a full season of Fox is going to get you what, 18 roughly? I mean, is that kind of what we're thinking? 18 a game?
I'll say 22.
Maybe 22. Okay. So then Stephon Castle is probably going to get a bump in points. So you're looking at maybe around, he was at 12, maybe 15, 16. You got those shots. You bring in Dylan Harper, who is going to get some shots up as well. You've got guys like Keldon and Devin who are very, very offensive oriented. They are really, offensive guys. So you brought up a magnificent point. Is there going to be enough shots for Wemby to get to that 28 point per game average that most people say? Now, if he gets to 24, 23, 10, 11 boards a game, 3 blocks a game, does that piss off Spurs fans? Because, I mean, are you really going to say they're generational? Is he generational then? I mean, where's the argument? What does he have to do? Or what if he does less? What if he averages 21, 9, and 2? I mean, what if the averages drop, but the Spurs are winning?
Well, that's winning the expectation. Yeah, winning does, but really the expectations. I mean, as soon as this kid came out, what do we hear? I mean, I don't live in San Antonio, but I can only imagine what the talk was.
It was generational.
Generational, right?
That was the one word.
And I feel bad for the kid because I think he's played. If you look at his stat line, like, well, all right, he's actually played probably better than maybe if he was just some guy off the street, right, from some random university having those stats. We have like, hey, that guy's actually playing pretty good. But Wemby, people are expecting. I mean, look, if he goes from 24, I mean, he has to be the main piece already. But the thing is, I don't know where the system's going to be, right? So we don't know. Is Wemby going to be in? If Wemby's in the post, that's going to be great. You can move the ball, but then you got Fox, Castle. Someone's going to have to sacrifice. And Spurs fans, we've seen that. Manu Ginobili. I mean, Rudy, he could have started for most or every team in his league, but he chose to be a sixth man. So as a Spur, we've seen in the past, got to sacrifice, and I don't think it should be Wemby, but I mean, we'll see.
Looking at you, Devin.
Well, that's the thing, Spurs. I mean, Spurs winning cures all, and I get that. And that's the thing is like, okay, what if he drops in points in production, but they're winning? It's like, are we still going to be pissed off because he's not, he's not being this generational talent that people say? That there's no win in Spurs Twitter. It's always lose. I mean, that's the problem. It's always lose, man. Got more comments in here. Facts and LA says he needs another segment because he got cooked too. Yeah, I remember he got cooked a lot, man. More banners coming up here. The next one is at Sweep the League, and I got to figure where this one is, but this is kind of where it is. A generational player is someone who came into the league and immediately made an impact. Wemby fits that category. Hence, as a rookie, there's an argument, and I got it right here. So there's an argument to be made that he should have won Defensive Player of the Award, and second year, he certainly was going to win. LeBron, as a rookie, didn't make any impact right away. I don't know about that. And y'all consider him generational. I don't say that about LeBron. Nah, Wemby is generational. You guys are tripping. The kid improves every year. Steph Curry, it took him 4 years because all of those ankle injuries. So,
come on, stop it. LeBron is generational. I mean, let's.
Why should I throw that word around? I'm being honest. I'm being dead serious. I don't throw that word around lightly.
Rudy, I think you're undercutting what he's done in this league. He is a generational player because defensively in his prime defensively, I mean, he was a pretty good defender.
I consider him. There's a difference. I consider him a generational talent. I really do.
I mean,
that's my argument. I consider him.
Your opinion, but he's the all-time leading scorer, and I get it. Well, he's played the longest. Look, he's the all-time leading scorer in this league. Okay. He passed a record that we really didn't think was going to be broken. Now, is Michael Jordan, I think Jordan's third on that list, maybe, or fourth. I don't know. Jordan was more impressive because he didn't shoot threes and he didn't have a free layup line, right? But he's the all-time leading scorer, defensively in his prime, pretty good. He's won championships. I do think LeBron, and you know me, Rudy, I am not a LeBron. I am not a LeBron sexual, as some people are. And I'm giving LeBron his flowers. I do think he is, but obviously now in his career, defensively, he has completely, and I mean, skyrocket to the bottom. I mean, that guy doesn't play any defense.
Well, and okay, so this is my thing, and this is the reason why I say I consider David generational. I consider Duncan. I consider Braun. I consider a lot of players generational. There's a difference for me between consider them and guaranteed, in my own eyes, they're generational. The way I look at LeBron is this. You're right. All-time leading scorer. Yada, yada. Great defensive player in his prime, Gio. Multi-time All-Star, multi-time All-NBA, whatever. And you know what? I don't even blame him for going to Miami. That's like me saying, well, I'm not going to go to another workplace and get more money and better opportunities to be successful. Why shouldn't I expect LeBron to do it? So I backed off on the big three thing. That's his choice. Anybody can make it. We said it before. Tim Duncan was damn near gone from San Antonio. He would have got the Kawhi treatment from San Antonio because he was gone. If not for Glenn Doc Rivers shit in the bed, he was gone. We would have had no more Timmy. So I don't blame LeBron for that. What I look at LeBron is this. The game of basketball, and this is my argument only, the game of basketball got predominantly worse in the LeBron era.
But we can't blame him. I mean, look,
Again, I don't blame him, but
his
it happened in his era, man.
listen, basketball IQ, and to me, one of the great passers. I think he can pass the ball with the best of them. The IQ, and also Vritty, the culture of the game. I think you're undercutting what he's done in this league. As I said earlier, no LeBron fan. I think Jordan's the GOAT and will forever be the GOAT. But the IQ, the passing, the defense, anything else, the culture, all that stuff combined, I just think he's a generational player.
I agree. You know what? And I'm not a big fan of LeBron James myself, but sometimes when I talk with, or back in the day, I guess you could say like during his prime, whatever. When I looked at LeBron or whatever, it's like they're going to the playoffs. They're going to the play at the minimum. At the minimum, whatever team he was on, that's what it was. They're going to the playoffs. Look at Wemby. Okay, I'm going to get backlash for this one too. You know what I mean? But here in the 2-1-0, you know what I mean? Has Wemby taken the Spurs to the play? I know it's only year 2. No. Do you think it's going to happen next year? Well, maybe. Wait and see. But, LeBron, there was a span right there for a while where you knew that if you had LeBron James, you were at the minimum going to the playoffs. Simple as that.
Well, it took him 2 years, I think, for LeBron to make the playoffs in Cleveland.
There you go. I'll take it.
It took a while. And again, that's the argument. It's like, okay, Rudy doesn't call him generational now. Well, I mean, it doesn't mean he's never going to be generational. And this whole guy with the LeBron thing, this guy's comment was big time, was everything else, because it was like, well, LeBron as a rookie didn't make any impact right away. LeBron was must-see TV. He was freaking Caitlin Clark the moment he stepped on an NBA court. So he may not have had an impact on Cleveland's record and get to the playoffs right away, but he had an impact on the league. Everybody wanted to see LeBron James. So that is an impact. And then y'all consider, and we consider him generational. Again, I love it. I consider LeBron generational. He checks every box with the exception of a couple for me. So I would put him in the generational talk. I would consider it.
You got to remember too, LeBron James's high school games, weren't they like coming out like on ESPN and stuff like that? Like it was unheard of. You know what I mean? Like we knew, we were introduced to LeBron James, before he hadn't even made the league. You know what I mean? It was weird. It was interesting, but it was weird because I think because he was in high school. I had never seen anything like that. And then he had to like cover up. It was cool because he had to like cover up his tattoos or do something like that. You know what I mean? Like there was like all kind of rules that came into play that we didn't know about. It was like, man, I want to see that. But no, I love them. It was awesome seeing him wearing that Irish uniform. Like, my goodness.
I got to get to this one too. Cool. So I'm gonna try to read this because I think the guy was drunk when he typed this out. He brings up 7 Fosters, which probably should be footers, who can shoot, but not those who are 7'6" that can shoot, pass, dribble, defend, post up, be a high volume scorer, and have the agility as well as athleticism as him. I hate when people try to be contrarians and not make sense doing it. So I bring up 7-footers who can shoot. Obviously, Dirk Nowitzki, a couple other guys. Jokic can shoot too. But none that are 7'6". So, okay, I've yet to see a 7'6" guy shoot dominantly from the 3-point line. I still haven't. Sorry, Wemby. I haven't seen a consistent 3-point shooter at 7'6". I don't know if he can post up because he doesn't spend a lot of time in the paint. So I know he can, but I did say if you can't dominate the one area you're supposed to, that does affect you for me. Now defend, check mark. Dribble, check mark. For a 7'6" guy, I'm surprised he doesn't get the ball stolen as much as he should. But I give him a check. Passing, check mark. He averages 3 assists a game? That's perfect. I'm good with that. A high volume scorer, 24 points a game. If he's that good of a shooter and should dominate in the post, he's not a high volume scorer at 24 points a game. Gio, you even have said that. He should be right around the 28, 29 point a game thing.
Oh yeah, he should at his height and his ability, he should be at 28, 29, 30. Now look, when we bring up Duncan and Robinson and their rookie years and what they did, and I mean, look, it was a different league, really good role players that the Spurs in year one of Wemby did not have.
Yeah.
So maybe we're slightly harsh to a certain extent, but look, if you want that title, you got to earn it. And I'm really hoping this is the year that Wemby comes out of the gate throughout the season swinging it. I mean, Rudy, if he averages 30 a game,
massive.
I mean,
massive.
That would be pretty massive. But I just don't know what this. I don't know what the Spurs have yet. We got to see this training camp, and we got to just kind of wait and see. Really, there's nothing else we could do. We could talk about football, though.
Oh, we're going to talk about football. We'll talk more about football. Even with the Bradley Beal deal for the Clippers, I'm on record. I still have the Spurs top 6 in the West, right at 6. I mean, that puts them in the playoffs. So apparently, I don't hate the damn team as much as people think I do. I mean, I've got them top 6. I'm not changing my stance on that right now. They upgraded everything they needed to upgrade, so that's why I got them there. A couple more.
I wish we would have saw a little more splash. The two guys we got were okay.
Well, Fox.
Well, no, I mean like during free agency.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
It was very vanilla, if you get what I'm saying, Rudy.
We got Apex in here. We'll give this one to Jacob Eric as well. I'm going to start off here. This is the thing you'll never know. A player is/was generational until the career is done or at its peak. I've already said that. A true fan rides the hype until he's proven wrong. A diehard fan rides it even when he's proven wrong. There is already negativity and skepticism of Wemby in different parts of the internet. When I come to a Spurs podcast, I expect a safe place where they glaze our players, not more of the same thing. So Apex wants to come to Locked On because it's a safe place. And you shouldn't talk bad about the Spurs because there's so much about that on the internet. Fuck that. I am on Locked On Spurs to talk my piece, to make sure that I give my best every time Jeff calls me and says, I need you to do a Locked On Spurs. If you want a safe space, you've got to find another part there. Because I'm sorry, you haven't made the playoffs in a while. I'm sorry. The team prior to this one coming up this season hasn't been good. But guess what? It's probably going to be a safe space now because I expect them to make the playoffs. I have them in top 6. A healthy Spurs team is a scary Spurs team. They've done everything right. Jacob, is it a safe space? I mean, it's like I want to come here because I want positive talk. I give more positive talk than I do negative on Locked On Spurs. Crazy.
I talked about this, man, at the beginning of the show. You know what I mean? You're always going to get tomatoes thrown at you no matter what you say. You know, they're going to have people agreeing with you, disagreeing with you and stuff like that. You just got to be prepared to answer, whether it's on X, you know, Facebook, whatever kind of social media that you jump on and stuff like that. It's always fun at the end of the day and stuff like that. But yeah, at the, you know, we all forget. And it here in San Antonio, here in the 210, you know, Spurs fans, they're huge Spurs fans. And where does the words fans comes from? Fanatics. You know what I mean? We all know that the origin of that word from. So, but yeah, you're never going to escape it.
Yeah, Spurs fans are pretty close to Cowboy fans. Holy cow, man. That's the honest got truth. We got one more, and this is it. After this, we're done with it. Yeah. Well, we got one more, then this is it. I have to actually put this one on the screen because it's so It's kind of crazy. And then Gio, I have a prediction at the end of this show here that I want to talk to you about here. So here it is. I'm going to break it big up here, and it's going to be. Let me highlight it. It's not here. It's this one right here. Here we go. At the Hoopster, not generational compost. You're only saying you're not being torn apart because no one's watching your show. This is exactly why San Antonio has some of the worst podcasters around. Wemby, not generational, but yet call yourself a generational podcaster. I fucking am. Please. He bashes Wemby, like acts like Spurs fans don't know basketball, and paints himself as the only one with the real insight. I've been watching the Spurs since 1977. Good for you. Every era, every player, every game. Wemby is generational, damn it. Can't believe I wasted time on this nonsense. You would have had me all mad and stuff if you wouldn't have put LOL at the end. You just ruined the entire post by putting LOL at the end. So I'm coming back on this because you're right. San Antonio has shitty podcasters. We're all crap. I mean, every podcast in San Antonio is terrible. I'm going to say that right now. So yeah, just don't pay attention to any podcast in San Antonio. That's your fault for wasting your time. Wemby not generational, but I am a generational podcaster. The reason why I do it is because I picked on Wemby and all that stuff. I bash Wemby, never did bash Wemby. I act like Spurs fans don't know basketball. I've never said that in my life. I don't ever downgrade, downplay. I don't ever say anything bad about people when they talk basketball with me and they're serious about it. And I paint myself as the only one with real insight. I don't have any real insight at all. I study the game. I talk to professional NBA players. One of them I talk to daily. So, I mean, if I don't know anything, you would think they probably wouldn't talk to me about it. But I don't have any real insight. This is the comment that just makes me think, okay, we got a bunch of degenerates out here just saying whatever they want to say. Gio, you've been a part of this since like 16 with me on Sweep the League 2017. What are your response to that?
Listen,
Are we finally going to get you to cuss? I mean, you haven't cussed in like 9-10 years.
I dropped one earlier.
We call it like it is. Listen, we talk about our own teams on here all the time.
Yeah.
I talk about the Rams all the time, and Sean McVay's sometimes just, I'm not gonna talk about him right now, but I'm just saying, like, we're real. We talk about our teams. If they're doing great, they're doing great. If they're doing bad, hey, y'all gotta play better. And Wemby is not at this point a generational player. I think he has the talent to be, as Rudy says, consider whatever.
Yes.
He has it. We need to see his peak. I mean, we need to see where that is. Championships, deep playoff runs. Because listen, if Wemby averages 24 for the next 8 years but doesn't make the playoffs, I mean, is that generational? No, it is not. That's a good player. That's Kevin Love before he went to Cleveland, but that's all that is, right?
Thank you. Perfect example. If he averages what Kevin Love averaged or better, but they never make the playoffs, is that generational? No, they're going to make the playoffs. I mean,
no,
they're going to make.
I would assume so with Fox and them, but
Yeah.
we call it like it is, and people just want to be baby fed. Hey, this is a great Spurs team. Wemby's great. All this is great. It's not. I'm telling you right now, Rudy. When I went to that game here in Indiana, when the Pacers played the Spurs in Wemby's first year, and the Spurs lost by almost 50, I think over 50 points, and you're sitting back and you're wondering, this is not generational at this point. I mean, Wemby's getting boxed out by little. I mean, I don't say little people, but like smaller guys, and his impact is not there yet, right? LeBron's impact, right? Great. He's averaging almost the same, but LeBron's impact isn't the same that it was like 10 years ago, right? Like it's not the same anymore. So Wemby's impact, we're not seeing it enough, and you're also not in the playoffs. So there you go.
you know what? I'll even add on that. I'll be like, just because we're not seeing it, we're waiting for it. You know what I mean? We're pumping the brakes. You know, we're not that when we say, "Hey, he's not generational" or something like that, or a reason that we're not saying it in a bad way. We're just like, "Hey, let's pump the brakes. Let's wait. Let's see what happens." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, let's see what we got, and especially this coming up year. You know, like a what for the first 2 years, what were Spurs fans or yeah, I guess Spurs fans, what were they all screaming? They were like, "Oh, we did nothing to prepare for Wemby. Did nothing to prepare for Wemby. We did not surround him with anything." Well, now you know what? They're starting to surround him with some stuff. So let's let it play out and let's see what we got. You know,
David's in here. He says he must be listening because I've been saying it for a while, especially on Locked On. Spurs are making the playoffs this year.
I sure hope so.
I hope so too.
I've told you there's 4 teams. There's Oklahoma City, there's Denver, there's Houston, and a healthy Dallas team. Those are your top 4. I mean, there's really no way around it. Those 4 teams stacked. They're ready to go as long as they stay healthy. Outside of that, the Clippers, I love what they did, but I'm still not certain on what they are doing. Minnesota is the key here. I've got them at 5, but I've got them at a fringe 5, a really big fringe 5, because Julius Randle he's the stock market. He's up, he's down, he's up, he's down. Rudy Gobert, I don't know if he's going to, fuck with the team again by giving everybody, COVID or whatever. I don't know what the hell is going on with Rudy Gobert. Anthony Edwards, it's up here, bro. I don't know if he's going to have that. He's already being talked about the face of the league and yada, 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 which he doesn't want. But we all know, Gio, in this generation, the moment that spotlight comes on and it's everything, sometimes your game falters. And we don't know if it's going to get to him.
I think he's fine. I think I don't think we've seen the best yet of Mr. Edwards, and we've seen a good amount. Mm-hmm. Rudy, I'm throwing the Lakers out. I know you don't really care much for what.
Come on, dude. Are you gonna throw them out in the garbage? That's where I throw them.
I think with LeBron and Luka, they got something. I don't know how much.
Sponsored by Golden Corral, bro.
Yeah, don't leave out Bronny. Don't leave out Bronny.
Hey, Bronny had a pretty damn good. I'm going to eat a little bit of crow here. Bronny looked like he proved a little bit. Now, I know it's Summer League, but last year in Summer League, I mean, he averaged like, 2 points a game? At least this Summer League, he's balling a little bit.
But Rudy, you would think the kid would get better. I mean, it's just...
You going to give him the Summer League All-Star or what?
No,
yeah. Rudy's going to give him the Summer League
Here we
All-Star.
go. He's generational. What the hell?
Generational all of a sudden, Bronny.
Yeah, I mean, he has played well, and we did wish him good luck, Rudy. It's just the whole LeBron thing was just kind of a huge damper. Then him getting a guaranteed contract when he was a second round pick, and he wouldn't have been if he was not the last name James. But anyway,
he wouldn't have been drafted. You know that for a fact.
We all
Garson here. We're wrong about Houston. They look good on paper, but never be a great team. Even on paper, I think it's still. They look good.
I don't even have to look. They have talent all over. I think Houston. We thought last year they peaked too early, Rudy. I think next year, I think they're going to be the real deal. And Rudy, I think we talked about the Rockets. What's their ceiling? And Jacob, you can kind of comment in, but I don't know. Maybe conference. I think second round, maybe conference finals, but I don't know.
I think conference finals is the season.
You know what? They could. You know what I mean? They definitely could because
I don't expect.
Kind of when it comes to the Rockets, it kind of looks like when you look from the outside looking in, it's like, what are they doing? But it's one of those things. Is whatever they're doing, it seems to be working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like. Why they don't want to it just seems to be working. I'll just say that.
Well, their coach, which by the way, Spurs probably could have got him, Rudy, a few years ago.
Yeah, they could have got a lot of different people, especially in the offseason, but they went with Mitch Johnson, and I've vetted before. The most recent Locked On episode, I said that the coaching staff that the Spurs surrounded Mitch Johnson with, A+ galore. I mean, you're going to see an impact when it comes to this coaching staff, A+ galore. This is Rudy Campos Jr. Super League TV. We're at the end of the show here. Coach Gio joining me here. Jacob Barrick, obviously, of Grading the Market. They'll be getting back on the swing of things. You can catch Grading the Market from earlier where I talked to Matt Schilling about the big old scandal going on in the sports memorabilia world. Gio, before we go, you and I have an NFL preview show coming up, probably within the next couple of weeks. Maybe in August, we're going to do the NFL preview show. I think you're going to love me, but you're going to hate me at the same time.
Not surprised.
I am ready right now at the end of this show to make my Super Bowl prediction. I've studied it every way, any which way possible. And I've come down to my
Please
Super
don't
Bowl
jinx my
prediction.
team, okay?
I am sorry, dude, but
Do not jinx my team.
I fully expect, and my Super Bowl pick this year to win is the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh my God, really?
The Rams are my Super Bowl pick. I cannot find a weakness right now for them. I'm serious, dude. I cannot. I keep trying to talk myself out of, well, Stafford is older. Oh, no. Receiving, can't do the receiving core. The only thing I can find is running back, dude. And even that's minute.
Well, yeah, he's had some fumbling issues. And he cost us a fumble in that playoff game against the Eagles. The Rams are, I definitely see a 10, 11, 12 win team this year.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm always trying to be as humble as I can on my team. I don't want to kind of get myself too excited, but the Rams, I mean, Jared Verse, he was a stud. I'm not sure if y'all caught that interview with Armstead. I think he retired, but a really good offensive tackle in his day, Rudy. And you know who he said that he does not want to see ever again is Jared Verse. He says that guy, the strength that he does is unbelievable. The Rams drafted pretty heavy on the defensive front, kind of taking a page from what the Eagles did the last few years, only drafting Georgia player. But the Rams, they got a good opportunity. I'm stoked to see what they have. Obviously, Rudy's health is, you got to be healthy and you got to be lucky in the playoffs, especially. But the Rams, I think, have a great shot. I'm really hoping we can have one more run, and then if the Rams win this year, I get a feeling Sean might step down and go to Amazon, or somebody's going to pay him a bunch of money to go talk. But Rudy, I'll say this last point: the Rams were if the Rams beat the Eagles, do y'all think the Rams probably win the Super Bowl? Because I thought the Rams were as hot as any other team besides obviously the Eagles, and the Chiefs just looked like dead in the water.
The Chiefs had no chance of winning the Super Bowl regardless who they played last year. I mean, I said it last year. You used to get pissed off at me for saying
well,
it.
because look, they kept winning, Rudy.
The Chiefs got lucky all freaking season, dude. They got saved by the officials on so many games. They should not have been there. If you want to fight me on that, I'll fight back on that, because
I mean, there does seem to be some official favoritism, but look, they still won the playoff games, Rudy, and somewhat convincingly to a certain extent.
They did.
So, you don't think the Chiefs can bounce back?
No, I actually, on the AFC side, I have the Bills right now. I have the Bills, but I'm leaning Bills or Baltimore right now is what I'm leaning right now for the AFC.
Lamar has to show it, Rudy. We have not seen,
that's the problem.
And that's the thing with him. 2 MVPs. Is Lamar generational? I won't throw that question out to y'all. Is he a generational talent? Because
Shut up, bitch.
2 MVPs, man. Steve Nash did that.
Oh God, here we go. Steve Nash.
Here we
Who's
go.
better, Lamar Jackson or Steve Nash? That's, we're gonna get into that talk now. Jesus Christ, man. Well,
Lamar, it sucks because he really hasn't done much in the playoffs. So,
and that, okay, so I hate that we got to go, and got all some energy when it comes to Lamar Jackson, but that is the reason why I say Harbaugh needs to go. Harbaugh is still the coach. You're not going to get a Super Bowl win as long as Harbaugh's there. It doesn't work between Harbaugh and Jackson. It hasn't worked. You need to make a change.
I don't know, but they've have good teams already, and they make the playoffs.
But making the playoffs, I mean, what are you? You're the San Antonio Spurs from back in the 90s.
Who do you want taking
the
playoffs?
So
Who do you want taking that job, Rudy?
Wow, there's a dumbass coaching at North Carolina right now that could definitely use it.
I don't know. Lamar, man, it's possible he's kind of reached his ceiling. I don't know. I just don't know. He's a really good player, and when he's hot, he's hot. But come postseason, he's been okay. He's had flameouts. Josh Allen's also lost to the Chiefs a lot. So, or are you going to go with the Jets this year, Rudy, like you did last year?
I haven't decided yet. That's a very weak division. The AFC is very weak overall. I mean,
hey, easy.
Sorry,
Jacob. Who's your team again?
I'm a Chargers fan. Yeah, I'm a Chargers fan. So we got. Yeah, I haven't been talking too much about them lately, especially they already gave Herbie the bag and stuff like that. We're feeling the the effects of it. Mike Williams just went out, so I'm happy listening to other teams. Being
I liked them. The thing is, though, I think the other Harbaugh is such they run the ball right and they make the best pass, but it always just seems like they're kind of vanilla. It's kind of just a simple kind of, and it worked. I mean, already I think they won 10 games. Like it works, but how far is going to end? Does Justin Herbert keep getting a pass?
Right.
Yeah, man, I know we got to go, but I'll tell you what, NFC West, Gio, I do have the Rams winning it. I have the Niners as the worst team in the NFC West.
No, Rudy.
That's what I have, but it could change. And I did the schedule, the whole full season schedule for every team. I had the freaking Cowboys as the worst team in the NFC East.
Shut up, bitch.
Wait till we get to the preview because
I don't know. The Giants.
The record, man. I'm like, there's a website you can go to, and you go pick one team. And actually, you can do the entire season for like every team. And I did that. And Cowboys were the worst record in the NFC East, man.
Listen, it's going to be the Giants. The Giants have a new quarterback, I think. Russell Wilson's there. They have Jameis Winston and his crab legs there as well.
Dude,
so
their defense is
their defense is going to be good. Dayball's literally on his last legs. We'll see.
We'll see, man. Hey, this is the end part of the show here. It's Coach Gio. It's Jacob Eric. We're getting ready to log off here. For all you guys that left comments on the Locked On Spurs YouTube channel,
you should know your role and shut your mouth.
That's the message that we are leaving for all you guys on there. But continue to leave them. I'm going to continue to be a guest on Locked On. I'm going to see if Gio can be a guest on Locked On. He had to take off here. Jacob Eric, you can find him on there. Catch myself, catch Coach Gio next week. Jacob Eric on more Grading the Market for Jacob Eric, Canziano for Coach Gio, for Derek Irvin, for everybody a part of Sweep the League Nation. Be sure to go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, so you are not left out in the cold. Hit that subscribe button. It's Rudy Campos Jr. Until we sweep the league again, we'll see you later, knuckleheads. Are you looking for a contracting company that gets the job done right the first time? Look no further than MCS General Contracting. MCS specializes in top quality concrete work, including patios, driveways, foundations, and swimming pools. The team of experts are dedicated to delivering exceptional results and unparalleled customer satisfaction. At MCS General Contracting, they're not just hardworking, they're local. Based in San Antonio, they are committed to building relationships and trust within the community. That's why MCS guarantees your satisfaction. They pride themselves on getting the job done right the first time, every time. So why wait? Contract MCS General Contracting today to schedule your project and experience the difference for yourself. MCS General Contracting, building a better San Antonio, one project at a time.